Muscular dystrophy is a group of inherited disorders that involve muscle weakness and loss of muscle tissue which get worse over time. There are 9 main types of muscular dystrophy, and although there is no cure, many people manage to maintain an ordinary life. There are around 70,000 babies, children and adults in the UK at the moment which suffer from muscular dystrophy. Cara is a 19-year-old girl who suffers from fascioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy and who has exceeded many people's expectations.
We might have heard it vaguely, but I don't think we had. I don't think it was anything on our radar. So it's fairly rare. Very rare.
Sometimes people, especially children, like to kind of stare at Cara. Sometimes I think they're just looking at the chair, just like, what is that? So we would always stare back at them and always put them off. And one time this girl was turning around to look at Cara and we were walking along and she walked into a lamppost. So that felt pretty good.
Yeah,
it's
yes,
like
karma.
Yes. Taught you a lesson.
I don't remember how we became friends. I just remember primary 7.
I just know what
she
happened.
had that wizard, that wee wizard board. What was it called? It was just like a keyboard and you had yours.
I guess sometimes the thing has to hurt, but I don't remember it being that bad. I remember having a really good time at primary school, and I just had fun and didn't feel that different. I had good friends and nice people to help me, so I wouldn't say it was that bad.
Everybody else, she wanted to be the same, so she had a walker, and then when she was about 9 or 10 she got the first wheelchair.
We would go out and we would be playing our wee kiddie games. We'd play tag and there was a curb and obviously Cara was in her walker. She'd be and then we'd go and stand on the curb so she couldn't catch us.
On holiday and then you brought your manual chair along and we'd have wee races up in there. We had a long stretch of road and we'd just have wee races down there.
I think, yeah, I did. I always thought I was a sister and then I was a senior, and when I was younger I never really thought of reasons why I shouldn't do it. I just thought that is what would happen. But once I got older I realised there might be some difficulties with doing that, but I still managed to, it's just before biology, which is really hard, and because there was so much to do, but I like it. I wanted to do medicine, but it was the physical stuff I wasn't able to do it, so that was a bit disappointing.
She's kind of, there's a few things probably she could have had. There's one you can get to sort of straighten your spine, but we saw that's quite a sort of major deal, and we kind of probably did quite a lot to avoid it. So she didn't get that. She has had more recently in the last couple of years tracheostomy, which is to help her breathing. So she has a tube and a ventilator, and that's, before she had that she was sort of working really hard and really burning calories off all the time just to keep herself going, which we didn't really realise all that time. So she's put on about 2 stone in weight since getting that. So it just shows her body was really working overtime.
Friends, we can sort of make jokes about it.
We make jokes about it, but not in a mean way.
Yeah, when she first got her, what's it called, tracheotomy?
Ostomy.
Tracheostomy.
Yeah. I call it a breathing thing.
Right, well when she first got the breathy thing, we came up with the nickname Wheezy. Because Darth Vader.
I say Darth Vader, you say Wheezy.
So it all sort of works out.
It's all fun and games until one day.
Until one day we actually go over the curb and keep going.
I just go to from herself for about 9 years, and I was the Scottish champion 3 times, and I was in the Great Britain team, which was really good, and I met lots of people through that, but I just did it for so long that got now having continued for a few years and I came with nothing. So I'm thinking of maybe doing it again. Yeah, for the future, yeah. It's good because you can talk to them about anything that you're going through and they understand. So it's pretty good. Yeah. And, well, I haven't much else, but my dad has. And I go to the conferences every year to talk to people about it and find out what's going on with the charity. And so I'm thinking of getting involved myself because there's a few things that I would really like to try and fight for, like getting access to the some planes and different things like that I can't do.
Yeah, I think we did. I mean, we got involved when Cara was diagnosed. We went along to this new thing, Muscular Dystrophy campaign, and it was new to us. It was not new to a lot of folk, and just gradually get involved and sat in sort of what they call it, Scottish Council, which is like a meeting group. And I think, you know, probably because of business that I work in, you could see where they were doing things well and where they were doing things less well. So we sort of pushed a few ideas in about campaigning and about getting the Scottish Government involved, rather than, because all I saw was people sort of going out with collection cans and it's a very small amount of money that was getting generated, and I thought, well, we need to try and campaign for more. So there was a bit of pushing those sort of ideas and they got adopted, and then we sort of were going to the Scottish Parliament and standing in front of the MSPs and basically asking them for things like wheelchairs and funding for, you know, transition into sort of university and all sorts of things that come in, because there's a lot of costs that you wouldn't expect to have to normally bear, like converting your house or getting access to, you know, different things, different colleges, etc. So, you know, you've got to sort of push for a lot of stuff, which, you know, without being too pushy, we got quite a lot. So yeah, I did a fair amount, I suppose, and stood down more recently just because, again, it takes over your life. You know, you're doing so much of that you've got to balance it for the whole family. And so I'm kind of retired now.
Oh yeah, we used to get sort of dragged along to the MD conferences,
7
which
o'clock every morning.
wasn't very exciting for people who were like 12 and 8 or whatever we were.
I feel
And
like shouting it.
it was, I don't know, it was probably interesting for people who understood what was happening, but we had no idea. We just like sat there, got free food.
Yeah.
That was about it. But
No,
yeah.
that was like every month or
Not that much. Our dad used to be the chairman, so
Chairman.
we had to like
Chairman.
we had to listen to his talk thing, which didn't make sense either. So
Yeah, so we do quite well. And she's out and about a lot now, concerts and pubs.
That's right.
Led astray with some of our friends, you know. Powered wheelchair over the influence of alcohol, or under the influence of alcohol. Yeah. We know when Carrie's had kind of at least one cocktail, because she's usually a lot friendlier than the rest of the time.
He's trying to cover it up.
There's always the essential pub trip.
Yeah.
Drink driving.
Crashing into the wall.
It's terrifying. It's like,
But
oh
really
no!
funny at the same time.
It was the wall moment. It's when you went into the door
Yeah.
frame and then the wall. We're like,
I thought you meant.
oh dear.
Oh, I know.
It was my hair.
I love that. On New Year.
Nice.
Until the
It didn't have anything to do with like the 3 cocktails, 4 cocktails you had, no.
Of
course not.
Well, I would just say that it's not all bad, and if I didn't have muscular dystrophy, I wouldn't be the person that I am, and I wouldn't have met half the people that I've met, and that would be a shame because I really like them. So, yeah.